Viewers and subscribers, welcome again to my channel, Technical News Service. On this channel we give you the latest news happening in and around Jamaica. Hear what we have for you in today's news headlines. October 30, 2023. Baby killer could get 50% discount on sentence. The man who on Thursday pleaded guilty to the murder and kidnapping of opposition lawmaker Philip Powell's infant daughter and her mother could benefit from a massive discount in his sentence. Under the Criminal Justice Administration Act, a person who pleads guilty at the first opportunity may benefit from discounted sentence by up to 50%. The defendant pleaded guilty to 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of kidnapping. He is to be sentenced on November 15. It is unclear whether the confessed killer, whose name is being withheld, will be cooperating with prosecutors in the case against his co-accused. Leoda Bradshaw, the alleged mastermind, is charged jointly with Roland Balfour, Richard Brown and Roshane Miller. Reports are that the man who pleaded guilty drove the killers to Waracre Hills, St. Andrew, where 10-month-old Soraya Powell and her mother, 27-year-old Toshina Patterson, were murdered. It is further reported that he was the person who had collected part payment from Bradshaw and handed it over to the men. Bradshaw, who is Powell's companion and the mother of one of his children, is alleged to have offered the killer $500,000 to murder the woman and her child. The mother and daughter were abducted from their home on Gilmore Drive in St. Andrew on September 9. They were allegedly taken to East Kingston, where they were shot dead and their bodies burnt. Bradshaw, and her cousin, Balfour, appeared in court earlier this month and were remanded until December. Bradshaw, a 34-year-old U.S. Navy officer, is charged with 2 counts each of capital murder, conspiracy to murder, kidnapping, and conspiracy to kidnapping. Balfour was charged with 2 counts each of accessory before the fact to kidnapping and accessory before the fact to murder. 2 months, no autopsy, murdered Westmoreland woman's family in pain. Monday, October 30 will make 2 months since businesswoman Latifa Helps was brutally murdered in Westmoreland. And her family is feeling hopeless as they impatiently wait for an autopsy to be carried out, said Yannick Helps, sister of the deceased. I know the situation in Jamaica where they say it is one government pathologist, but she has been there almost 2 months now and every time we go to the parlor they keep telling us that we have to wait for an autopsy from Kingston, she bemoaned. According to Yannick, the family was told that a list with the names of those slated for autopsies is sent from Kingston weekly. However, Latifa's name has yet to turn up, she told the Jamaica Observer. Each time it is just 1 or 2 names coming down, and when the list does come, her name is not on it. We just can't get anything concrete from anybody at all as to why, Yannick complained. The 39-year-old businesswoman, also known as Latty, was gunned down on September 4 in front of her establishment Latty's Sports Bar and Restaurant along Bay Road in Little London, Westmoreland. She also ran a Supreme Ventures gaming outlet. An initial reports from the Westmoreland police has said that the killing was a case of mistaken identity. Reports indicate that Latifa arrived at her establishment shortly after 8 a.m. when she was confronted by gunmen on a motorcycle. The men allegedly asked her to identify herself. She ran off, but was chased and shot. Her alleged killers were subsequently attacked by machete-wielding residents in a bizarre turn of events. It was reported that while trying to escape, the men were struck by a bus whose driver had witnessed the incident. The gunmen reportedly ran into nearby bushes and were chased by scores of angry residents, who police said chopped one of them multiple times. He later succumbed to his injuries. Another man was arrested by the police. While struggling to deal with the loss of their loved one, Yannick Helps told the Sunday Observer that her family is also growing weary, as information surrounding the timeline of Latifa's autopsy was limited. The family has reportedly attempted to pull all the stops to expedite the process, however, those attempts have yielded no success. We are just feeling helpless and hopeless regarding getting anything together for her. Everywhere we turn to see how we can do this has been a roadblock. We have offered to pay for the autopsy to be done because I know you can do it privately, but they said we can't because it is a government case, she said. Yannick continued, however, nobody is talking to us about it. We are just sitting down hopeless and helpless. We have gone to the parlor a lot. We have tried calling back the officers in charge. A cousin has tried to reach out to the MP and other leaders in the area, but everybody said that they will get back to us and we have heard nothing since, Yannick continued. With nowhere else to turn, Yannick stated that members of her distraught family were anxiously sitting at the edges of their seats waiting on a call to say that they can finally put Latava to rest. One of my uncles was here and he had to leave. Everybody is waiting. Some people were here already and had to go back, Yannick said. We are really hoping to hear that we are going to get the autopsy done soon, or if it is a case where we can pay to do it privately, then we would do that. I got to understand that it is not an everyday thing that autopsies are done by the government, so we could just pay for it. We are willing to do that so we can get our sister and loved one to bury, she stated. In the meantime, the businesswoman's murder has been particularly hard on their father, Yannick told the Sunday Observer. It has not been good at all, especially for my father. I am having a rough time, too, because he is now staying with me, so most mornings around 3 o'clock I cannot sleep. He keeps talking about how they killed his daughter, and he can't get her to bury, she said. Efforts to contact Minister of National Security Dr. Horace Chang to get a comment on the matter were unsuccessful, but the Westmoreland police said late Saturday that the survivor of the mob attack, Edward Murray, otherwise called Edmund, a 20-year-old unemployed man from Whitehall, Negril, in the parish, had been charged with murder, using a firearm to commit a felony, possession of a prohibited weapon, and unauthorized possession of ammunition. His court date is set for November 8. By that time, the family is hoping that something tangible will be done to pave the way for the deceased businesswoman's autopsy to be conducted, so that final preparations for her farewell may be done. Motorcyclist gunned down in Westmoreland. A Westmoreland farmer was gunned down while driving his motorcycle with his girlfriend on board at 3 Miles River in Frome in the parish on Tuesday night. The deceased has been identified as 39-year-old Dwayne Mullai, otherwise called Suji, of Belmont District in the parish. Reports from the Frome police are that about 9:10 p.m., Mullai was traveling on his motorcycle along with his girlfriend along Grampa Scheme Lane when he was pounced upon by a lone gunman who opened fire at him, hitting him in the upper body before fleeing. The police were summoned and, on their arrival, Mullai was seen lying on his back in a pool of blood with gunshot wounds. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. The girlfriend was not reported injured. Investigations are ongoing. Alleged gangster and his common-law wife shot dead in St. James. An alleged gangster and a woman believed to be his common-law wife were fatally shot in Salt Spring, St. James, on Thursday. Jamaica Observer sources identified the two as 22-year-old Amani Jarrett of Refuge Lane, Flower Hill, St. James, and O'Dane Smith, 30, with addresses in Flower Hill and Logwood Whithorn, Westmoreland. According to the sources, the two were passengers in a grey 2010 Toyota Wish motor car in the vicinity of Salt Spring Primary and Infant School. As they approached a speed bump near the school, the vehicle was accosted by 5 men armed with rifles and handguns. In a bid to escape, Jarrett and Smith attempted to flee from the vehicle but were chased and gunned down. The driver of the vehicle escaped unharmed. On their arrival on the scene, the police found Jarrett's body lying face down in the middle of Salt Spring Road, while Smith's body was found on the side of Hall Road. Both were pronounced dead at the scene. The sources said Smith was on a murder charge in relation to an incident that took place in 2020 in Westmoreland. He was scheduled to appear in court on November 9 to answer to that charge. He was also a suspect in relation to a murder that took place in September this year. St. James wanted man caught at sister's home. A man who is on the St. James wanted list for a double murder and wounding with intent was captured in the parish on Sunday. Police report that Lorenzo Walters, otherwise called Larry, was held in a joint police-military operation. His sister was also arrested in the incident, and is expected to be charged with harboring a fugitive. Reports are that between the hours of 4 a.m. and 7:30 a.m., the security team conducted the operation at a premises in search of Walters. During the operation, the premises that was occupied by Walters' 26-year-old sister was searched and Walters was seen and apprehended. Additionally, 6 letter-sized sheets of paper, 3 notebooks containing identity information, 8 cellular phones and 1 tablet were also seized, the police said. Both Walters and his sister were arrested. According to the police, Walters will be slapped with additional charges. The sister's identity is being withheld pending further investigation. Viewers and subscribers, that's the end for today. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel. Also hit that notification bell so you can be notified when we drop a new video. And remember to stay safe and see you again.